Welcome back. It's time now for Chief Smith's Community Update. And Chief, there's a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. First National Night Out was on Tuesday. You and Mayor Schmidt were out throughout the community. Tell us a little bit about how it went.
A lot of great events out there. We went from different parks to different neighborhoods, met with a bunch of people. It's great going out there. Kids are there. They're all having a good time. Neighbors are out there. I ate too many hot dogs. But it was really nice. Nice to get a chance to talk to people that I don't see all the time and hear what their concerns are and just be out there and be neighborly. And
why do you think it's so important to have these national nights out, especially right now in the climate that we're in?
Well, I think it brings everybody together a little bit, you know, and it says to the neighborhood, you know, we're united. We're all working together. You know, crime is going down still in Green Bay, and I think that's part of it.
And now also earlier this week, Green Bay hosted the Wisconsin Chiefs Association Summer Conference. Really big event. This year's theme was school safety. So how was Green Bay chosen for this year's conference?
Well, the executive committee picks a city, and they've chosen Green Bay for the past couple years. And in fact, I think we're going to do it in Green Bay for the next few years. Chiefs of police from all over the state and school administrators, superintendents all came together for an entire day of talking about what's working for school safety, what can we do better. A parent of one of the victims from Sandy Hook was there. Such a moving tribute and such a moving discussion. I don't think there was a dry eye in the place when we heard about this mother losing her first grade daughter to that shooter in Sandy Hook. But really good for lessons learned, really good to network with other agencies to find out what they're doing. So I think it was time well spent for all of us.
And you also brought up the subject of the Las Vegas mass shooting. How important it is to have these discussions with other chiefs, and what were some of the big takeaways?
Well, the fellow who was there from the Las Vegas Metro PD was one of the first people through the door into the shooter's room. He had a great description of everything that was happening, had a great timeline, had contact with the FBI and all that investigation. So we really found out what happened, what they did right, and so many things they did well, what they could have done better to, you know, make it go quicker, or maybe see if we could find someone like this. But anybody that has a big crowd, anybody that has any kind of a city like that is concerned about something like that happening, as am I.
All right, and let's talk about a situation a week ago today, actually, a really intense situation at Humboldt Road. Tell us a little bit about what happened and where the case stands.
Sure, there was a fellow in the house with his girlfriend. For some reason, he decided to take LSD, acid, and had what they, I guess, could describe as a bad trip. He ended up attacking this woman, choking her. She's screaming for her life, and a neighbor guy comes in, kicks open the door holding a samurai sword, and rescues the woman. The cops are on the way. It's a big Donnybrook until we can get this guy into custody. He goes to the hospital. Get this, the hospital, the superintendent of the hospital ward said they had never seen a person in 20 years as violent and out of control as that individual. Kudos to the guy who came in, kicked open the door in the middle of the night, and saved this woman's life, really. And we'll recognize him in the future.
Yeah, an unlikely hero. That's pretty amazing to hear. And this is a really cool event, a fundraiser coming up, partnering with Culver's to help raise money for your mounted officers. Tell us about that.
Well, everybody loves Culver's. So on Monday from 10 a.m. till 10 p.m., a portion of all the proceeds from Culver's restaurants is going to go to our mounted unit. Now, you saw the horses here a couple weeks ago. You got to love them, but they got to be fed, right? There's oats and there's hay and there's all the other stuff that keep a horses and a horse team going. So Culver's is helping us out with that. They've been great partners with us.
So I know Anthony will be there. He's a big triple cheddar burger guy. So go out there, enjoy some Culver's, and help raise some money for these mounted officers. You guys saw it last time that we had those horses on the show. I was absolutely loving it.
They're great, yeah, and we love the horses, and people love seeing the horses out there.
And really quick before we go, we also want to talk about Smurfing. This is something that the Attorney General has talked about, really enforcing a new campaign. It's a crime that we see people buying things like Sudafed and then giving it to people who are producing meth. You've seen this in your own neighborhood.
Right, you know, I'm a runner, and so I run in the farm trails and fields and whatnot, and in my neighborhood I've seen hundreds of these cold capsule packages emptied out. All the pills are gone, but they just chuck them out the window. It's a problem in our community. We found the one pot labs where people make it actually in their car. Hugely dangerous. It's a fire hazard, it's an explosive hazard, it's caustic chemicals, little kids could get involved in it. We got to stop it. We got to stop it from happening in our community. And methamphetamine is such a wicked drug. You see people that have you know, gotten into meth addiction, just does terrible things for people and for their community.
All right, well, thank you so much, Chief Andrew Smith, at this community update. Hey, enjoy that Packers game tonight.
I'll see you there.
All right, we'll be right back with a check on your forecast after the break.